Hello people and welcome back to News Review. News Review is a little late this week, but that's fine. First off, we have the power release of Ying, also known as Huang. This is very exciting because Ying used to be, a really powerful leader if you were around for those days. And he's been out for a couple years, so Manton has decided to power release him, which is quite nice. Everything has been revamped. So let's start with leader skill. The attack multiplier has been increased and now also extends to dragons, which is actually kind of like a unique thing for his power release. So apparently in the lore of TOS, or I don't know, it's probably only in TOS, yeah, because ruined dragons only exist in TOS. The lore is apparently he eats the ruined dragons and then he becomes more powerful. But yeah. Yeah. Well, when he works, wow. Okay, when he works with, yes, okay, not when he eats them. Apparently, I mean, he does eat them. It's part of his team skill. But first off, when he's leader and ally, and then he has 3 or more demons in the team, so basically, like, one demon as a member. Demon HP attack and recovery basic value times 2. I think previously it was 1.8, so this is a bit better. When he is leader and ally, the leader will acquire active skill 2, so only the leader can do this. World usurpation. Annex the neighboring member. This is an interesting word, but pretty descriptive one as well. So basically this means that the HP attack and recovery value will become will add to Ying's own values, and then they'll become one card. So it's kind of like combination, but it's not, because he clears the skill effects of the annexed character, which is, I mean, as someone pointed out on Chinese Reddit, still unclear. Like, obviously, he can clear the skills that have been activated, right? If you activate the character and then you annex them, the skill thing won't be there anymore. But there are more nuanced things, like combined skills. Who does that count? Like, if 2 characters need to be on the field at once to activate that effect, will it annex that? Some passive stuff, will it annex that? So all of that, and also special team skills that interact with 2 specific cards. Like attribute changing ones, when one is annexed, will the team skill lose effect? That one I'm pretty sure is a yes, but of course that still needs testing. And then one of the biggest ones is, does annexation actually also take the Dragonware effects? Because that's what happens when you combine 2 cards, which has led to some interesting results, such as a specific Dragonware that can ignore corruption, the boss skill, so when you so right now there are only a few Dragonwares that can ignore corruption, but one of the things that people did was actually put the beast one onto the combination card, and then it combined with an Earth Human, and then the card is Earth Human when after it combines, which fit with the team of Deku or something. And then they use that to clear a monthly challenge. So will Ying also take on the Dragonware effects? We don't know. Because this is a whole new thing. It's not combination. Matt has been trying very hard to just say that repeatedly, but it's just unclear. Anyway, apart from that annexation effect, you also have Dark Runestones also possess the effective runestones of demons attributes in the team. That's quite nice. That means you can now more effectively run rainbow demons instead of just dark demons previously. The effect of Dark Runestones increases by 400%, which is kind of a 4 times attack. In effect, it's a little less than that. But I mean, since you get a large sky drop of the Dark Runestones, this will be very helpful. And ignore burning as usual. His skill CD -2, I think, is permanent. And then every attribute of runestone dissolved in the first batch, one enchanted dark runestone will be generated to the max of 15 runestones. So same as before, when you dissolve heart, you won't actually get any sky drop, which sometimes is a good thing, sometimes is a bad thing. Dark has the effect of heart, that's fine. And then when current HP is full, damage received minus 40%. So that's all the same as the old stuff. Next up, when this is new, when he is leader and ally, and there are 2 or more rune dragons in the team. Yingzheng's attack times 2, HP and recovery times 5. This is quite a lot. And also the rune dragon's HP times 5, so that's like insane. His own damage dealt to dragon enemies times 3 additionally. And then dark runestones also possess the effect of runestones of the rune dragon's attributes. And then the runestones drop will be dragon runestones, instead of just non-race runestones. So this is kind of unique because, well, for one, it's like demons and dragons, which is not something that has been like in the game before ever. And second off, it provides great team flexibility because you can now put rune dragons in his team. So there is the argument that this is kind of pay to win, and I don't dispute that. But like, it's also like from another perspective, it's like giving these old cards like kind of new life, right? Not that any of these cards are bad, but let's start in the list, right? Qinggui like has been effectively overtaken as a dragon leader by Zishen. So like the fact that he can be used as a member in Yingzheng's team is actually quite good. I'm just looking up these cards right now, and I don't think the trait of Rune Dragons is here in TOS. Did I search up Rune Dragons? Rune Dragon? No, that's not it. Okay, that's maybe a trait they'll add in the future. But Qinggui, in case you don't remember, is the Earth Dragon black card that came out a while ago. And then Tangbi, the 1% for Olden Trio, also an excellent card in its own right. Huang Chong is a light dragon, I believe. Yeah, also from the Olden Trio series. Shui Huan is a water dragon, also from Olden Trio. That card won't really be much help to Yingzheng because he lowers your recovery to 0 and like he modifies, like he boosts dragon attack, so that's not really going to be that useful. Zheng is, I believe, a stat clearer, which will be quite helpful actually. Yeah, there's actually no demon card that can do a stat clear. So Zheng is actually going to be really useful if Qin needs a stat clear effect to pass the stage. Tangbi, that's in his other form. Hongai, of course, from Charlotte, whatever, that series. Obviously a really good card. Yanpu is a fire dragon that isn't really that good. And last and certainly not least, wait, I skipped. Oh my god, I can't believe I skipped it. I thought Kehun would be at the end, but Kehun, like, not if you can remember, since he's the most recent black card, I believe. The dragon black card that came out, I don't have him, but people who have him will have a good time apparently. That's the only card that I'm like, okay, this maybe is a little bit pay to win, but you know, that's fine. The last card is actually Huanjin. Oh, he's from Ancient Wars. Explode armor to generate enchanted dragon runestones with 5 attributes. He's okay, but he only synchronizes, like, for his second effect, it's like it synchronizes the attack of all dragons as the greatest dragon attack. So yeah, I mean, some of these cards are good, some of these cards are not so good, but obviously, like, it provides great team flexibility for Yingzheng. So yeah. The bad side about this, of course, is that like if he needs to rely on the dragon HP to you know, be functional, then you probably won't be clearing many achievements with him, which is the bad part. But I'm hoping that, you know, the ×2 value here paired with like Samly, yeah, Samly from the Fallen Halos PR to boost like the entire demon team, that would be very, very helpful for Ying. Moving right along, so they buffed his active as well. So this is actually not the most updated thing on like the Facebook page. They updated again, saying that after removing the runestones, he now explodes the runestones, and then runestones, the corresponding runestones will drop, because this would be kind of a weird skill, because you would remove the runestones and then you would still be like susceptible to anti-conversion enemy skills. But yeah, so now that's even better. For his other active, his second active is only there once he annexes a card. His second active is CD4, which is really short. And then upon skill activation at the end of the round, he modifies the columns below himself, because he now takes up 2 slots. The left one will be Demon Runestone, the right one will be Dragon Runestones, and then for each Dark Runestone dissolved, column will count +1 to the max +15. This is the part where I'm like, okay, this is like a really good card now. Like, for a PR, like this is really good. CD4, column will count +15, basically by default, just by like virtue of Skydrop. So yeah, I feel like this is a really good active once he gets once he annexes a card. And then obviously he'll be returning along with the other Chinese New Year black gold cards, such as Zheng, Rakshasa, and Xiangyu. And then there will be 20 free draws of either Zheng and Rakshasa, or Xiangyu and Ying. That's like 2 separate things, 10 of the former and 10 of the latter. Hopefully I said that in a way that was intelligible. Xiangyu also got a little bit of a buff to his leader skill. I don't know which part they buffed though. Don't highlight it here. There's new team skill, which is actually like made him useful. I think like, I don't know if people are gonna like use Xiangyu now. I doubt it, but this is probably just set up for like when they PR him in like next year or something, because it actually makes Yimao Yi useful. So I won't really go over that, because you know, not really that important. Over here, oh, they changed some. Okay, well, they changed his attack multiplier a little bit and added the stuff with Yimao Yi to make her actually useful. Alright, well, nothing that notable. Moving along to the free cards. A new ultimate card, Border Machina, CD7, explode the board to generate enchantment runestones, and when the team is only Machinas, generate enchantment runestones of the leader's attribute. So you have 30 runestones of one attribute, which, you know, depending on the stage, can be very useful. So this is a pretty good card. Additionally, if the character's field is 100%, he does combo count +10, and at the end of the round, skill CD -2. Honestly, really good for a free card. Like, I can see this being used, you know, quite a lot. Although, that being said, I believe that the Miku and Kaito, what's his name? Yeah, Miku and Kaito from the Miku collab, if anyone still has that. Yeah, he has a combo count +9 when the team is only Machinas. So, yeah, that's kind of like a duplicate effect. But if you don't have him, this card will be good for you. And last and kind of least is Powell, Light Beast. This card will be out by the time that this video is out. Release lock seal of the character and a beast leader. For 2 rounds, the character and the beast leader attack times 3 and ignores initial shield. This is quite a good card because Beast has only had 1 unlocking card in the past, which is Wimpy, and most people don't have him at this point. So make sure to grab this card if you plan to play Beasts, I guess. I mean, you just grab him like because he's good, I think. He also has a ton of bond skills with like the current rotation of, what's the seal called again? With the current rotation of Era of Novelty. Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, so that's that. Apart from that, the celebration events just go into a little bit more detail. There are new stages in LR Past Registry, which is basically just more like diamonds in the diamond mine. One special thing is that you have the 8th Sealed Lord, Yggdrasil Goth, so now everyone can get her. She's like a relatively common member. I mean, she was used in Yingzheng back in the day, but now Yingzheng seems to have concentrated like attack power on the leader, so I'm not sure like the efficacy of her. She probably would still be good, but I'm just not sure like whether it will be like more effective put in someone else that maybe, you know, has a global buff, because the leader is the card you want to buff. And then Ubume. Oh, Ubume definitely will probably be a card that is put in Yingzheng because she is a global buff to actually humans and demons. Yeah, and then Chrono type becomes 0. That's not really a big problem when Yingzheng, the leader Yingzheng, has all the attack that has been absorbed from the card next to him. Apart from that, I don't think anything else is here. No, that's it. My final verdict on whether to pull for Yingzheng. If you have the rune dragons, like if you have, I would say like, you know, like 70% of the rune dragons, and I mean like the good ones, like, you know, like Qinggui, Changbi, Huang'ai, and like even the ones, and who else was good at? Chizhang, yeah, like the 4 of those, I think, and obviously Kehun, but if you pull for Kehun, I like, unless you whale, of course, I don't think you'll have the diamonds for this, unless you've been saving, or yeah. If you have Kehun, I don't think you will need Yingzheng, is also my point. But if you have any of those cards, I think Yingzheng's a pretty good investment, because he's been like, this PR is pretty good, you know. I don't really expect him to be overtaken by like another demon leader, but he's also not really a demon leader. It's kind of weird, right? Because dragons can also be a large source of power for his team comp. But yeah, if you're in need of a leader with like general power, you don't have like Kehun or like a previous, I don't even know like who's power at this point, because I haven't pulled for like a general power leader in so long. You know, Kehun, if you don't have Aurea back when she was still around, if you don't have Zhiyou back when he was still around. Yeah, I think Yingzheng's a pretty good deal, but if you don't have the rune dragons, then I would recommend him a little less. But if you have a solid demon inventory, you can still play him. Like he will still be good. It's just if you have both the demon inventory and the rune dragon inventory, then you can maximize his potential, in my opinion. I would say I will definitely pull for him if I didn't have him, but I already have him, so I'll definitely be power releasing him when he comes out. That's it for this week's news review, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!